Hello everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to my channel, Creative Grandma. I hope everyone is staying toasty warm out there. It's like -1 degrees today at my house in central Pennsylvania, and it's just a great day to have an excuse to stay indoors and crochet. This episode of Yarn Swatch is all about a new yarn I found at Michael's craft store. And I was going through the store thinking, boy, I hope they have something new. And oh my gosh, they had a gorgeous display of these beautiful colorways in a new yarn. So let me show you the yarn. It's called Echo Tie-Dyed. Here it is. I'm going to get it right up to the camera. See how beautiful those colorways are? Now they had a total of, I believe, 15 different colorways, but the price was $9.99. So I only bought 8 skeins because that was a little expensive to do a yarn swatch video to buy all of them. So I didn't get all of them, but I picked 8 different colorways. And I want to tell you a little bit about the yarn, and then I'm going to be a little brutal about my opinion of this yarn. So I'm sorry, but you have to remember, this is just my opinion. It's what I thought after getting the yarn, working the yarn up, and just certain things about the yarn. So let me tell you about the yarn, then I'll give you my opinion, and then I'll show you the samples. So it's called the Echo Tie-Dyed. This is the loops and thread, and this is a limited time only yarn. It comes in an 82 yard, 5.3 ounces, 75 meters, 150 grams. It is made from recycled acrylic. It's classified as a number 7 jumbo weight yarn. They recommend a size US, MN, or 13 size crochet hook or 9mm. And then they have a hat pattern, but what confused me when I looked at the label was it bumped the hook size clear up to a Q. So when I work my samples, I use the recommended hook size of a size M, as in Mike crochet hook, and it seemed a little tight. So I do think you could use a little bit larger hook. So again, it's 100% recycled acrylic. It's made in Turkey. It's hand wash cold, do not bleach, dry flat, do not iron, and do not dry clean. And again, it's $9.99 a skein. Now to me, it's not the softest of yarn. It feels more like a craft yarn, like a rug yarn. So let me hold it up. Can you see how puffy that yarn is? It's like a roving style yarn, and then it has like a real thin strand of yarn running through that. So my first pet peeve with this yarn is, why would a yarn company go through all the trouble of making gorgeous, I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous, stunning yarn, and not make it wash and dryable? $10 a skein, and you have to hand wash it, lay it flat to dry. Because it's such a large, bulky weight yarn, you really wouldn't want to make an afghan or a blanket out of it, because if you tried to hand wash it, you're going to have to hand wash it in a bathtub. It won't fit in your sink, and then it's going to weigh like a ton when it's wet, because this yarn looks like it would just suck that water in and absorb it. So it's not really feasible for an afghan. You can't dry clean it. So the one thing I can't understand, it's 100% acrylic. Most acrylics you can machine wash and dry, so I'm not sure why you can't with this. Maybe it's because of that kind of roving cotton ball type effect of the yarn. I don't understand why they would make a yarn like this. It's gorgeous. I mean, I love the colorways. It works up beautiful. The colors are absolutely wonderful if you want a tie-dyed effect. But I guess my biggest problem with this yarn is, what are you going to do with it? You could probably make some tote bags, which that is what I think I would use with it. Maybe some tote bags. Maybe some beautiful tie-dyed baskets would be nice. You have to think of something that you don't wash and dry a lot, and something that is the size that's manageable to hand wash and hand dry. So basically, that's the only problem I had with this yarn, is you are limited to what you can make with it. So let me get into the colorways. They are gorgeous. You're going to love them. The first one is color number 21, and this is called Hang Loose Hues. Look at those gorgeous rainbow colors. I'm going to try to put it here so you can see the colors okay. So here is my first sample. And this again was color 21, Hang Loose Hues. This was made just using a simple single crocheted stitch. So let me get that up to the camera. So you can picture this maybe as a basket, the curve of the basket. You can see that beautiful colorway. And maybe if you could find another 7 jumbo colorway that's a solid color, you could put maybe a solid colored trim around the top of your basket. I think it is really nice and durable for a tote bag as well. See how thick that yarn is when it's worked up with a single crochet? That's pretty thick. I just love the colorways. So that is the first sample. Now I was having a really hard time picking which 8 colors I wanted to choose from. They were all gorgeous. But the one thing that made me mad was when I got up to the checkout, I was trying to use a coupon. And the coupon wouldn't work. And I said, well, that was all full price. It's $10. I should have got the 20% off. Well, here it was buy one, get one 50% off the second skein. So here they didn't have their sign up, so I didn't know that. But that's okay because, you know, even buying one, getting one half off just to make yarn samples was a little expensive. So I just stayed with the 8 skeins. The next colorway is color number 12, Pop Art. This is beautiful pinks and like a mint green combination. So here is my sample, and all my samples were made using a single crochet stitch. Now my light changes when I bring that sample up to the camera, then everything starts going dark. So sorry about that, but let me get it up there so you can see it. So here is the sample up close. You can see those beautiful mint green and pinks. And again, that is color number 12, Pop Art. The next colorway is color number 35, Mellow. Oh, this is so pretty if you like different green tones. Very beautiful lime green, almost like a late sage green, a bluish green. And here is the sample. So with this sample, if you look, it has a little bit wider color width of those colors, so you're getting bigger blotches of colors compared to this one where it was like each stitch was one color. So let me hold it up so you can see the difference. See how the rainbow one, it's like every stitch was a different color, and then this one, it had like bigger color changes. So that's the difference. And I noticed that in a couple of these, some had just a little bit longer color changes and some had a little bit shorter color changes. So again, that was color number 35, Mellow. The next colorway is Flower Child. This is color number 37. This has beautiful pinks, lilacs, and blues. And the pinks kind of have a light to darker shade, very mild fading of the colors, as well as the blue and the lavender. So there's the colorway. And then here is the sample. And again, all the samples are single crochet. And that is color number 37, Flower Child. Now, if you really like this yarn and you go to buy it, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have a really hard time choosing which colorway you get, because you'll stand there and they had like 3 different of the rainbow color ones. They were so close, but yet they were a little different. And you stand there thinking, oh, would I like that one or would I like this one? And it is really, really hard to choose. So here's another rainbow one. This one was a brighter one. This is the first one I showed you. And then here's another one. See the difference of how bright this one is? This one is color number 19, Out of Sight Shades. And it is out of sight, man. This is almost like neon bright. Look at those colors. And then here is the sample. Now, I didn't cut my yarn off because I want to rip this out, and I might use this in a future project, so I didn't want to cut the yarn. So again, that is color 19, Out of Sight Shades. Very, very bright. Now, I think these colorways would be perfect for a beach bag for the beach. They're bright, they're colorful, and they're easy to see. If you're on the beach and you go get in the water and you're coming back, you can spot your beach bag right away because it's going to be bright and colorful. Now, this next colorway is color number 02 Bell Bottom Blue. Now, I did notice they had other colorways like this where it stayed in the same color tone, like all blues with white. I think they had an all pink with white, and I can't remember the other colors, but I do remember they had a really pretty pink shade. I didn't buy that. I bought the multicolors, but I thought this was really pretty. Again, this is color number 2 Bell Bottom Blue. So here's the yarn, here's the sample. It's really pretty. It looks like those dark colors just looking in a lake where you see the reflection of the colors changing from dark to lighter blue. I thought it was pretty. So I have 2 colorways to go. This next one is color number 17, Slug Bug Green. I'm not sure where they come up with these names, but look at those colorways. You're seeing orange and yellow and like a sage green, a bluish green. So here is the yarn, here is the sample. I thought this one was pretty because I thought the colorways dispersed pretty evenly across a single crocheted sample. And this again was color number 17, Slug Bug Green. Now the last color I want to show you was very, very pretty. Now this reminds me of the Peace Bear that TY, those Beanie Babies. My daughter and I used to collect them. Oh, we were insane. We had to just run out and get each one they had. And I used to collect those Peace Bears. And you don't even want to know what I paid for some of them. Now they throw them away. You get them at the rescue workers for like 50 cents. And I just love those little Peace Bears. They were tie-dyed, and this is what it reminds me of. So here is the sample. Isn't that pretty? Wouldn't that be pretty if this was a lighter weight yarn and make that into a baby blanket? So again, that is the sample, and I believe these colors look amazing because they blend so well with the single crochet. I just thought this was extremely pretty. This is color number 09 Pastel Peace. I want to hold up the 3 tie-dyed rainbow colors so you can see the difference in the shading. And I believe they had another one, maybe 1 or 2 more in the same lines of the rainbow colors. But look how 3 of those rainbow colors are. The pastel, the kind of muted, and then those really brights. Now those are all the colorways that I purchased. I thought they were all extremely beautiful colorways, and the other remaining colors that they have at the store are extremely gorgeous. Now, to be honest, I think the price is a little too high for the yardage you're getting. I think you're paying for the uniqueness of the tie-dyed effect. I think they were going for a concept of coming out with yarns that may look tie-dyed, and that is something that I love because I'm from the hippie days. So I love the tie-dyed effect. I don't like the price for the yardage, and I don't like that you cannot machine, wash, and dry. Now, I do think that if Michaels would have took all that work that they put into this yarn, I know it's unique, I know it's absolutely wonderful, but I think if they would have made a better decision on choosing a number 4 medium weight yarn, like just a basic yarn that most people use, I think they would have had a really spectacular hit on their hands. I think they would have had some amazing sales if that would have been a medium number 4 worsted weight acrylic yarn. Now, I know that there's a lot of competition in the yarn industry. They are all competing. Everybody's trying to make beautiful, unique yarns. And Michaels did a fantastic job on making a beautiful, unique yarn. But I don't think that sometimes these yarn companies are not taking into consideration. At least for a normal person like me, you're on a limited amount of money a month. You only have so much money to spend on yarn, and you have to be particular about what you're going to buy. And I know I have a lot of people out there on fixed incomes, on limited budgets. So when they go to a yarn store, they wanted to be treated exactly the same as somebody that has an endless pocketbook. You want to go in and be able to buy beautiful, unique, gorgeous yarns at an affordable price. And I think that if some of these yarn companies would take that into consideration, and instead of putting so much time and effort in making a yarn that you can't even wash and dry in the laundry, that they would put that effort into making these gorgeous colorways into a yarn that's more usable and friendly to a knitter or crocheter. Because most people, they make afghans, they make sweaters, they make larger projects. You don't want to make those larger projects with a yarn that you cannot wash and dry. You don't want to wash them by hand. So that was my opinion of the yarn. Please don't get upset with me. It's just how I kind of felt about it. I just seen a beautiful yarn that I would have loved to use for a different project, and I can't because of how the yarn was made. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the yarn. I hope you get a chance to see the yarns in the Michaels store. I hope maybe you get a chance to try a skein. Maybe make yourself a small basket. Maybe make yourself a beautiful beach tote bag. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this yarn and I'm going to make myself a tote bag, because I never have enough tote bags. So that is what I think this yarn is perfect for. So thank you everybody for stopping by today, spending a little time with me, talking about the new Echo tie-dyed yarn that I got at Michaels. And until next time, stay inspired and happy crocheting. Bye everyone.